someone else's kitchen. Oops.
Hello everyone, I'm Johnny, and today, yes, we are reviewing Korgoth of Barbaria. I'm going to review everything animation on this channel, so why not crazy one-off pilots as well. But this one is actually a lot of fun, so thank you to whoever recommended it to me, and let's check it out. This episode starts off immediately with a Dungeons & Dragons vibe. A crew of miscreants are looking to find a hero in a particular inn. The first inn they arrive at is the wrong one, and this sets up the style of humor the episode will be exercising for the next 22 minutes.
He said they misspelled something on it.
What'd they misspell?
Well, the name of the bar is the Dragon Kneecap.
Damn it! This isn't the place!
Another comedic theme or style you'll be introduced to pretty quick in the episode is the comedic ultra-violence. This show is violent, and no lack of creative energy is put into the maiming and killing. I feel like had this series ran for even a season, they would need a writer dedicated to simply creating violent encounters. But before the violence kicks off, the most exciting scene in the whole episode for me is when the crew of miscreants perform a dice roll to see who's going to approach Korgoth the Barbarian, to enlist him in their group. This is where you know for certain they made the show just for D&D nerds like me. Sadly, this is the only scene where they directly take out dice, but I would have loved to have seen where this would have went in future episodes. The thing about this Korgoth of Barbaria universe is that it takes place in the future, a future where civilization has fallen and man has regressed into a sort of dark ages. Mutants, monsters, evil sorcerers, and the like have washed over the lands, etc. But the thing about this universe is that it would have opened up the timeline to where Dungeons & Dragons have actually historically existed. So you could totally have characters using dice and making references to gaming manuals and the like. They could have fleshed this out into D&D being a sort of religion based on found D&D handbooks. How cool would it have been to see wizards or scientists develop monsters right out of an ancient holy monster manual? The episode has many great predictable and unpredictable scenes. The predictable joy of the show comes from knowing everything will go wrong and everyone will be killed. And that's okay because it's unpredictable how they will be killed. And that's wild and entertaining, at least if you're into that style of animation and comedy. The further unpredictable joy is the comedic interruptions in nearly every event and scene, which again reminds me terribly of playing Dungeons & Dragons as a youth, when the game master will set up a frightening scene before one of the players, usually me, interrupts with some stupid line, like, oh, should I have made a dexterity roll to stop from tripping over the ignored mail at the front door of the castle, since the evil wizard has been away for so long? There are lots of little scenes like this in the episode. Another funny one is after slaying the mutant tree monster, they are later burning firewood, which of course came from the mutant tree. I can picture someone at my old D&D table, making sure they collected firewood from the mutant tree once they had slain it for later use. Overall, a very funny show if you aren't bothered by violence. I should also mention Diedrich Bader is the voice of Korgoth and does a great job.
Gog Magog, I had a rotten feeling you were behind this.
Anyway, sad we only got one episode, but it was fun. Alright, I'm Johnny, thanks for watching. Do check out Korgoth of Barbaria if you're old enough and you like that style of violent comedy. Or if you're a D&D nerd like me, who knows, it might inspire a future character for you. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, do like, subscribe, or comment. And most importantly, do have a nice rest of your day.